This evening, I have a tip for all of you to how to deal with fear. Why? Because fear is. We have fear all around us. We experience it all the time. So I've got a tip for you and a call for action that you can take this tip and practice and do something about it so that you can deal with whatever fear should come your way. Before that, I'm going to take a step back and give you an insight into what goes on inside a speaker's head before they come up to speak. And then we'll go through the tip. I'll tell you a little bit about the background to the tip, where it came from, how it works, and then I'm going to give you a call for action. Go and take this tip and make it work for you. So, this is going on in somebody's head. They're just about to give a speech. And they arrive. 6:30, just arrived. Calm. Speech will be on soon. Right, sit down. Where's the speech? Where's my notes? Okay, let's have a look at the notes. I can't remember this. What am I saying? They're going to laugh at me. Oh, let's give up now. Let's go home. No, you promise. You said you were going to do this. It's just calm. Keep calm. You'll be right. What's the time? Table topics. It's finished now. What's going on? Your legs. What's going on? Butterflies. I've heard about this. Why is everyone looking so calm? Don't they realise what's going on inside me? It's just postmaster. Oh, no. My name. Oh! And instead of the speaker delivering a wonderful, crafted speech, 3/4 of their brain is thinking, what's going on with my legs? What's going on in my stomach? They're going to laugh at me, they're going to humiliate me. Everything but what they're speaking about. And this is what happens to so many speakers. There's no wonder they give up, because they're thinking about too many other things. This tip, however, which I'm going to give you now, will allow you to address this. The background to this, it comes from a writer, psychiatrist called Viktor Frankl, who wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. Viktor Frankl was, as I mentioned, he's a psychiatrist, and he survived in Auschwitz in the Second World War. He noticed strange behavior that every day, everyone was under threat of death. People were being cast off to the crematorium on an hourly basis. And there were certain people in the concentration camp who just seemed to be models of calmness. They just let it be. They knew what was going to happen, and they were relaxed and calm. And surprise, surprise, many of these people survived. So he explored what was going on in their heads that allowed them to be so calm and not to lose their heads and to keep themselves out of those crematorium. And he came up with a branch of psychiatry which he called logotherapy, and within that he created something what he called the law of paradoxical intent. That's a great title. Paradoxical intent. That's even hard to say it. It's very simple, and many of you might have even practiced this without even realizing it. I certainly took a lot of ideas from this and practiced them myself. Essentially it's this. When you come up in front of an audience, you've got fears in your head. It might be that the audience is going to laugh at you. You're going to forget what you're going to say. It could be going red. It could be many things going through your head. What he says is, experience the fear in advance. But don't just visualize it, taste it. Hear the sounds for it. Practice crying your eyes out when people laugh at you. Practice running away. Really feel the fear. Now, many of us might say, oh, we do that already, Pedro. What are you talking about? We do this type of stuff. What he said was, well, there's another step. And this is the step which most people don't do. You experience the fear. What then? What comes next? So the audience starts laughing at you. What do they do afterwards when they've stopped laughing? In many cases, nothing. What happens if they just keep on laughing? What happens then? At what point do you return to your normal calm self before you got up to speak? Because you will, we all will. The fear will have passed and you will be back to where you were before. If you can visualize that and experience it and taste it in advance and go to the follow to ask yourself that question, what next? You will find, paradoxical intent, that when you come up to speak in front of the audience, you're not afraid of that anymore because you already know the outcome. It's like going to see a film. You imagine going to see a really scary film. You've never seen it before, you jump. But if you've seen the film before and then you watch it again, you already know the outcome. So you're not afraid. It's exactly the same thing. And I know there are skeptics here amongst you. So here's my call to action, here's a challenge to you. Take this. Think of a fear, something that scares you when you come up to speak. Write it down and experience it in as much detail as you possibly can. And then afterwards, ask yourself the question, what comes next? Send me an email and tell me what you've done. Tell me when you're going to face up to that fear, and I guarantee you, you will not be afraid when you do it. Try it. If you don't believe me, try it.